Hello, everybody, and welcome to the it's not Super Podcast Action Committee anymore. It's Molehill Mountain. Um, yeah, I don't host the show very often, so I sometimes slip my mind which show we're doing. But this is Molehill Mountain, episode 98, and I am Zachary Knight, and Andrew is pacing in the background. Right now, the camera's fixed on me, but Andrew is on a phone call. He was on call this weekend and got a phone call just before the show started, and he can't get out of it. So it's just going to be me for a little while, and if Andrew gets done, he'll be hopping back on the show. But until then, you've got me. so, so this week, I've actually haven't played anything new. I'm just kind of in that area, that zone where I don't have time to play very much, and so I haven't been playing very many new games, but I have been playing the Stardew Valley multiplayer content, which is actually really cool. The just last week, Concerned Ape released the multiplayer beta with a lot of single player content, and I've been experimenting with that. My son and I and my one of my daughters have been we've played. We only got two computers, so they're playing with me right now, and so we just take turns with them. My son plays with me, and then my daughter plays with me, and we have a lot of fun. The multiplayer content is pretty good. We haven't gotten too deep into it because we haven't had a whole lot of time to just explore, but we've built the farm and we've made some significant progress in just the first week. The multiplayer aspect is just you get so much done. And no, I didn't buy a new copy of the game. We play LAN only, and we can do that from with me logged into Steam, and then my kids playing offline. We just make sure that the game gets updated before we start playing, and they play offline and I play online, and then we just do where I host a LAN game, and so that's what we're doing, and I like it. It would be nice if we could get all three of us, or even a fourth one, because I have another daughter who really wants to play with me, and so we only have two computers that can run Stardew Valley. The other laptops we have, they don't have dedicated graphics cards, so there's no point in trying to play games. One of them I managed to play Minecraft on for a little while, and it played pretty well as long as you tone down basically everything. But Stardew Valley just would not run at all on it, so that was unfortunate because we could have gotten three people going. And I think I have enough parts to make a third computer, but I don't have time to build another computer right now because well, I think this computer is built. I just need to find a working hard drive for it and figure out why it won't boot, because I was having some boot issues with it. But if I can get a third computer going, that would be kind of awesome. I'm not sure why it doesn't run on that laptop, but I do know that it doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, so that might just be the issue. But I didn't try very hard, I think. So I didn't mess with any of the graphics or anything. I just tried booting it up, and it didn't really work. Sorry, I'm going to be hacking a little bit every now and then. Looks like Andrew may be getting back. I don't know. But so nope. So yeah, Andrew's just told me that he's not getting back on the show, but at least not yet. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff to do in the game. They Concerned Ape built in a lot of new events with characters. There's a new festival and a whole bunch of other stuff going on right now, and it's it's really cool. Unfortunately, none of my save files. Well, I've got one save file that is close that can explore a lot of the new content because a lot of it focuses on winter, and but right now I've been playing in my main save file where I'm trying to do all the achievements. I'm actually 4 achievements away. And I've just got to build 2 more items, I think, and I get the craft master achievement, and then I've got to do some I don't know how many help board requests to get that achievement, and then I've got to play the mini game Journey of the Prairie King, and I suck at that. It's a twin stick shooter, and you play it with the WASD and the arrow keys, and I totally suck at this game. So maybe one of these days I'll actually beat it, because I think one of them is just beating the game, and the other achievement I think is a secret one where you have to beat it without dying. And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get that achievement, but I've watched a lot of videos about the Stardew. The new content, and it's a lot of fun. I've actually experienced a couple of character events which were really good. I thought they one of them dealt with the guy who lives in the tent, Linus, and then the other one dealt with Pam and Penny, who live in the only trailer in the game. Those are the only 2 characters that don't have, or the only 3 characters that don't have an actual house. And so you've got 2 events. With Linus, you can invite him to live on your farm, and with Pam and Penny, you can actually build them a house, which is really nice. and yeah, I completed the museum collection. It took me forever. I'm in halfway through year 5 is when I finally got the last item in the museum collection, and which was really. I didn't think I was actually going to get it. I had spent like 2 in-game weeks in a row trying to find this last item by fishing, going into the mines, and I wasn't finding it. And then one day I turned on the game and saw that I had a really lucky, well, it was like the second luckiest day you could have. And I was like, okay. And then I was just like, well, let's go fish over here. And, someplace that I don't normally fish. And I cast my line, and it's like the second fish I caught was a treasure chest, and it had that item in it, and I was just, yes. But yeah. So yeah, it's Stardew Valley is probably one of my favorite games of all times at this point. I have sunk over 200 hours into it, which is more time than I've spent in any other game I've ever played. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if Concerned Ape releases any new content, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I have been playing some, playing more Pokemon Go. Not a whole lot going on that, but But yeah, so not a whole lot going on in Pokemon Go, though. Next week is their community day, and I was very disappointed to see that it was going to be Charmander. They're going to do shiny Charmanders, and I'm not too excited about that. I was hoping they would do something in second generation for that day, but no. So, trying to think if I've done anything else of interest, but probably not. I watched Paddington with my kids last night, or Paddington 2, and they really liked that. And it was actually a really good movie, really charming and funny, I thought. A few months ago, I watched Peter Rabbit with my daughters, and that movie was just absolute garbage. My kids laughed at a lot of the jokes, but it was just not funny at all. And I have no connection whatsoever with Peter Rabbit. And I don't have any connection with Paddington either, but Paddington was a fun, charming movie. And so if you don't mind watching a kids movie, it's I think it would, you know, it would definitely be worth a watch. I think it would actually go. I would probably put it along the same lines as the Stuart Little movies with Hugh Laurie in them. Those are good movies, and or at least the first one was. I don't recall ever watching the second or third or any of the other ones. It's like once they went animated, fully animated with Stuart Little, I completely lost interest. But yeah, Paddington's a good movie if you get a chance to watch it. And I still have not seen Avengers. I still have not seen Black Panther. Black Panther hits Redbox this coming week, and I'll probably rent it next weekend and watch it because I really want to watch Black Panther. I just never got a chance to go to the movie theater to watch it. But so maybe next week's podcast, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get Black Panther, watch it, and then go see Avengers with my wife or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started on the on some of the topics we had. And so this week, Nintendo dropped some news. Let me make sure I have everything that was going on. Okay, so this week, Nintendo made a change to its warranty policy. If you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission here in the United States, issued a letter of reprimand, I guess you could call it, to a lot of companies. They didn't name any specific companies, but based on the language that or the warranties that they quoted, a lot of people specifically pointed out that, oh, this is from Nintendo's warranty, this is from Sony's warranty. But the main gist of the complaint from the FTC was that these companies were putting those stickers or other indicators on their electronics, saying if you remove this sticker or tear this sticker or do this, you void your warranty. And this is something that the FTC said that's illegal. You can't do that. People should be. People are allowed to fix their hardware if they can, without voiding the warranty. And so Nintendo and Sony have announced that they have updated their warranty to comply with the Federal Trade Commission. And and so PS4, according to a report over at usgamer.net, goodness, I'm probably going to go hoarse after this. But Nintendo and Sony have changed their things. So according to Nintendo, it says Nintendo builds high-quality products while also striving to exceed expectations when supporting our customers. We continuously review and refine our support policies to ensure they embody that commitment. As part of that effort, we have updated our warranty text to clarify that Nintendo provides warranty service for defects not caused by the user or other unauthorized acts. Revised warranty terms can be found at support.nintendo.com. So this is what Nintendo's previous warranty said. This warranty shall not apply if this product is used with products not sold or licensed by Nintendo, including but not limited to non-licensed game enhancement, copier devices, adapters, software, and power supplies. And the new language says this warranty shall not apply if this product has been damaged by products not sold or licensed by Nintendo. And so they made that slight change where just using those products was bad under their previous warranty. Now it's if the product is damaged by those products, or the system is damaged by those third-party products, then your warranty is void. And that is better, I think, because yeah, if you're going to use something that's unlicensed, and it breaks your system, that's probably on you. But Nintendo, yeah, but so with this new language, you should be safe if your system gets bricked by a Nyko charging dock. You should still be able to get that fixed because Nyko is a licensed Nintendo third-party third-party accessories manufacturer. So that's pretty good. And so with Sony, they have changed their warranty. And this one is very similar, where they actually had those void if removed stickers on their PS3 or consoles, and they have changed that. So now that let me double check here. So Sony's updated language now specifies that its warranties does not apply to damage caused by use of unlicensed products or products not supported by Sony's interactive entertainment. And they also changed language that suggested that the removal of certain stickers would void the warranty if they were removed. Sony now says that its warranty does not apply to damage caused by opening its hardware products or damage caused by service performed by someone other than Sony Interactive Entertainment. So I think these are actually pretty good changes, and probably the best you're going to really expect. Excuse me, the best you're going to expect to get from these companies, where yeah, they're not going to they're not. I don't really expect them to to honor the warranty if you open up your PlayStation and jab a screwdriver through the motherboard when you're trying to do something, or you crack the motherboard trying to get a screw or whatever out, and that makes perfect sense, because that's not a hardware defect. That's you being stupid and screwing up your system. And yeah. And so it'd be the same thing, if you dropped your system, the warranty wouldn't cover that, because that's not the systems aren't designed to bounce. and the same thing if you have somebody else open it up and they screw it up. Yeah, you don't have they shouldn't have to fix that. But if you open it up to replace a part that was defective, because it's cheaper to just replace the part yourself than to ship it off to Sony and have them fix it, or Nintendo and have them fix it. Yeah, that shouldn't void the warranty, as long as that part doesn't damage the system itself. But yeah, they shouldn't have to cover that part if it breaks, because that's not one of their parts. But yeah, pretty good change, I think. And Microsoft, according to this, they haven't made any changes, or at least none that US Gamer have been able to detect. And so, but at least we have two of the three companies making these necessary changes, according to the FTC, and I agree with them. I think it's these we talked about these this warning a couple of weeks ago when it first came out, because yeah, that's a pretty big deal. And Apple is also another company that has this kind of issue, where Apple wants you to only take your iPhones and iPads and stuff to an Apple service center. They don't want you fixing them yourself. They don't want you taking them to a third party repair shop. And they have those indicators on like the screws and other parts of the thing that change color if they're um, tampered with, and that's just kind of one of those things that is just really annoying. And eventually we'll get to a point where it's perfectly legal for you to fix your own stuff, and it would be really nice if we actually got there, and we're there right now. But there's only so much we can expect, I think, just in changes as they come. This is a good change to start off. Eventually we'll get a right to repair uh, law or something on the books in the U.S. I know one of those has been floated around. I don't think it's actually made it anywhere. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, the right to repair your electronics is something that you should have. You should have the right to fix things yourself. You should have the right to take it somewhere to get it fixed. And you shouldn't be forced to take it only to that hardware manufacturer to get it fixed, because one, that's often inconvenient, and so, like, sending off your Switch to Nintendo and with it being gone for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that's just a huge pain in the butt. So it would be a lot better to take it to the local electronics repair store and have them fix it for, half the price in only a couple of days. A couple of years ago, I had to take a laptop in. Like, a laptop broke, and I had to get that fixed. And it was the power port broke, and so I needed to get it fixed. And I was able to find a local repair shop who was able to fix it in like 3 days, and it didn't cost a whole lot of money either. And so that was really nice and really convenient. I couldn't imagine if I had to box up my laptop and ship it off to Asus and have them fix it, because that would be a pain in the butt. And Apple, even with its Mac stores, it's like they're not everywhere. I don't even know where the closest Mac store is. To me, I live in the center of Oklahoma, and I don't even know if there is a Mac store in Oklahoma City, because I know there's not one in where I live. But yeah, it would be very inconvenient to have to take it to Tulsa or somewhere, or ship it off in order to get an iPhone fixed or an iPad fixed. But yeah, Born Distracted asks, maybe they can franchise their repair centers. That would possibly be good. Let electronics repair centers apply for an official Nintendo repair center license, and then you can take your stuff to that repair center, your Switch there, your 3DS there, and they'll be able to get the parts they need. Yeah, that would be totally awesome. Just have an open freelance or franchise repair center opportunity. I would totally support that. But again, that shouldn't be mandatory. You should be able to just let it fix, or let people fix stuff, if they know what they're doing. And so, yeah, I think that's where we need to be. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. In more Nintendo news, we finally got word about what Nintendo has what Nintendo is offering with their paid online subscription. And this is something that we have been waiting for what, 2 years now, a year and a half or so, since the Switch was announced, and they said that they were going to have an online service that you would have to pay for. And and everybody was just like, okay, well, what's going to be there? How much is it going to cost? And we've gotten a little bit of, we kind of figured a few things. They were going to charge for online play. They had these Nintendo games that they were going to have on NES games. They were going to have a library of NES games. When they first announced it, they said that they were only going to do one game a month, and you could only play that game that month. Once the month was over, you lost access to that game, and everybody's just like, dude, that's dumb. And Nintendo wisely changed their mind on that. And now you get unlimited access to these NES games. Goodness. We don't know the full lineup, but they did provide a short list of games that are going to be available. So the service will launch with 20 games and with new games added regularly. And these are the ones that they have announced are going to be available right now, or at start. We're going to get soccer, balloon fight, tennis, ice climber, Donkey Kong, the NES arcade one, Dr. Mario, Mario Brothers, and this is the arcadey two-player game, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers 3. We're not. It's kind of interesting that they didn't mention Super Mario Brothers 2 there, or Lost Levels, but yeah, that they said they're gonna reveal more as time goes on. So you get online play, you're going to get that. You're going to get access to the Switch Online app, which is where they do their voice chat and other messaging and so so right now you can use that for free, but once they start charging for the service, you're not going to be able to use that app unless you're paying. And then finally, Nintendo is going to let people back up their save files. And right now, there's no way to back up your Switch save files. You can't back it up to the cloud. You can't put them on the SD card. They're stuck on the onboard memory, and that's it. But once this service launches in September, you're going to be able to back your save files up to the cloud, to their servers, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay, and it's just and it's really dumb. I think this is the only option to back up your save files, and you have to pay for it. And Nintendo is the only company that does that. Both Microsoft and Sony allow you to make local copies of your save files, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that with the Switch. Brian mentions that local save backups have a history of being hacked, and yeah, that's that has happened, and save scumming, or I think that's the right term, where people manipulate the save files of certain games, has been a weak point in Nintendo's security, specifically on the Wii and the Wii U. They were able to manipulate save files in order to run arbitrary code and install homebrew and all of that onto those systems. And that, yeah, I can understand why that would be a concern, but it's not a concern for Sony and Microsoft. They let you back up those save files onto a thumb drive, onto an external hard drive. And it's not, and I think that Nintendo, rather than trying to fix things, fix their own issues, they're just going to deny us features that we should be getting because they're afraid. They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to test the waters, I guess. They don't want to leave themselves open. And unfortunately, this is what you're going to get. If you got a Switch, you've got to pay in order to back up your save files. And And really, it's unfortunate too because, as Matthew points out, the Switch has already been hacked, and it's a hardware issue. People were able um, to root a Switch through a hardware exploit, and that can't be fixed. That can't be patched. They would have to change the actual hardware of the system in order to prevent that, which means the next run of Switches are probably going to have a fix for that. But all current Switches can already be hacked. So what's the point of denying us the ability to save our or back up our save files without having to pay for it? Excuse me. And 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 as Brian says, worries about hacking shouldn't hurt legitimate customers. If I want to save my 200 hours of progress in Breath of the Wild, I should be allowed to do that without having to pay $20 a year, and or the next revision, yeah. Um, but but yeah, I should be able to do that, and I trying to think if I'm remembering this correctly. Nintendo only allows one save for Breath of the Wild. I'd have to look that up. It sounds right, but it might have changed. But I don't know. But it's like if there's a game that only allows you to have one save file, and somebody else wants to play that game, and you have no way of backing it up, then what's the point? That other person is not going to be able to play the game without deleting your save file, and that's no fun to the person whose save file has to be deleted. And so yeah, it's just a huge pain in the butt. And but that's the save files, and I'm really not happy with the save, with the state of save files, not being able to back them up without paying. That's just total BS as far as I'm concerned. All the other features are, what you would expect to happen, um, or expect to be on a paid subscription for an online service. Seekin Ned asks if I'm flying solo. Yes, I am, because Andrew is on an important phone call and he can't get off of it. So, uh,
Hi, everybody. Yes, I am
oh,
here. I'm just not
yeah,
participating because I'm working. So, but I am
yeah,
listening and
yeah,
I'm watching. Sorry for
yeah.
butting in.
Oh, no, it's fine. So yeah, Andrew's on an important phone call and he can't get off of it. So yeah, um, so yeah, Pokemon was always one save. I don't know. I've never played a Pokemon game, but yeah, but there are a lot of games out there that do Shockened. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I mispronounced your handle there, but yeah. So yeah, the other features, while there's not a whole lot to you know to be seen, outside of what we already know. They are going to offer special offers, whatever that means. Now the pricing of it, the $20 that I quoted is the 12-month subscription. You can pay every 3 months at $7.99, which comes out to what is that, $32 if you paid it uh, every 3 months, and then $4, $3.99 every month if you want to pay it monthly, and which comes out to $48 a year if you do it that way. And then they have a family plan, which I guess if you have multiple Switches, you can create a family plan for everybody that's on that, or where all the Switches that are tied to it, and that's $34.99. So you can, if you have two Switches, that saves you $5. If you have more than two Switches, then or then saves you a lot of money. So, but again, another question that I have seen raised is, if you pay for this service, you back up your save files, and then you decide that you don't want to pay for a certain number of months, then what happens to your save files? How long are they going to stay on their servers? Uh, and and that's a very big concern. If they're going to keep them on their servers for indefinitely, that might not be a bad thing, because then you could stop paying and then come back later on and you've got all your save files. But they don't. But yeah, they don't have any information about what happens if you stop paying, and whether you're going to completely lose access to everything. So, but so let's look at here. They've got a few games that will require this: Splatoon 2, ARMS, Mario Kart 8, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. Will require an online membership to play online, and which, I guess, is pretty expected. Any game that's online is going to require that. Yeah. Really, that's all I have to say. And yeah, as you guys, Shotgun has said, the whole thing seems lackluster, and I completely agree. There's not a whole lot to really grab my attention, because I'm not really an online multiplayer guy. I know Andrew isn't, and so there's not really a lot of value in there for us. And the fact that you have to use a mobile phone or another mobile device to do the voice chat and stuff is a lot of a big pain too. No, I do not own a Switch. I'm actually, I don't even have a Wii U yet, which I could probably just skip at this point, because all the good Wii U games are being ported to the Switch at this point. So I could probably just skip that. But yeah, I don't own a Switch. I'm still on the Wii, PS3, and 360 as my most recent consoles.
I don't know if you mentioned this, but I think the gamers who bought ARMS and Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 should be grandfathered in to the online service and should be able to play those games online for free at the very least.
Yeah,
Kind of a early adopters awards program kind of
yeah.
thing. Thanks for being there from the beginning. We love you for making us such a huge success. It's not free anymore. Give us more money. Yeah, that doesn't really sit right with me.
Yeah, and well, and that's what they say here, is that they're going to, all those games that Andrew listed are going to require an online membership, which is going to start in September. It's going to start charging money. So these people who've been playing those games online for pretty much a year and a half, they're going to have to either stop playing online or be forced to play. But yeah, as Matthew says, they won't do that. They won't grandfather you in, and so yeah, it's not looking bright for Nintendo's online service.
But maybe the other 10 games that they haven't announced yet won't be lame NES games. Maybe they'll be like awesome GameCube and N64 games. They won't be. No,
they won't be
NES games.
Yeah, they're all those free games are going to be NES games. You're not even going to get any good Super Nintendo games out of there.
Probably, at least not for a while, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, and as Shotgun says, there's no virtual console, and that's not to say they're not going to re-release these classic games. It's just they've said that they're not going to have that virtual console branding. that they've done previously. And so yeah, they're going to have, you're going to see those kind of games pop up, and Capcom and Sega have already announced, um, they've already announced uh, game bundle packs, and I think somebody else has too. Is that Neo Geo? I forget, but yeah, you're going to be able to get those kind of bundle packs and stuff like you can on Sony and Microsoft's consoles, but they're just not going to be under the Virtual Console branding. And I guess I can see why that would be why I can see why they would make that change, but it is kind of sad that they're not going to have that menu option. It's like, I want to see all the Virtual Console games, which is kind of sad. Because I really like the Virtual Console. Uh, I like the concept. I like the fact that they're re-releasing those games, even though they are just a fraction of games released on those systems. And Born Distracted says that the Neo Geo Mini looks good, and yeah, I agree with you. That is a impressive little arcade cabinet. So, and Shotgun says, I think they're just going to keep making mini consoles every year, which is probably a possibility, because um, they are a pretty lucrative um, a pretty lucrative uh, hardware thing for Nintendo. They made quite a bit of money off of the NES and SNES Classic editions. So, but yeah, so we'll see what they do. I know we're getting a second run of NES Classics this summer, but I don't. Yeah, they could do an N64 Classic, but it. Um, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure what they would put on it, because there's not the N64 didn't have a huge library of games, and some of the best games have licensing issues like GoldenEye. But they could probably put, they'd probably put Mario 64, Mario Party, Mario, um, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and that's maybe Ogre Battle 64, or Ogre Tactics 64, I forget. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of games that I can think of. But yeah, and Shotgun says GoldenEye would have to be on it, and unfortunately, it probably wouldn't be because of the licensing issues, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did like an NES Classic 2 or a Super NES Classic 2, um, where they released another slate of games, where because you've got the first set of games on the first one, and then you got a totally different lineup of games on the second one. I would be totally down for that. That would be really cool, because there's still tons of games on the NES and Super NES that would be a lot of fun. But I don't think Nintendo would do that, unfortunately. But so let's go ahead and move on from this topic, because yeah, I could probably talk about this for a while, but Andrew is probably over there. It's like, man, I want to say lots of stuff, and I can't because I'm on my phone call. But but yeah, um, so next up, this week we had a couple of trailers drop, and first one I want to talk about is the trailer for The Predator. And we're Predator. Um, we've had some little teasers of The Predator earlier in the last month or so, but this week we actually got a proper trailer for the upcoming movie, and goodness, I am losing track of the people behind this. Who is that guy?
Shane Black.
Shane Black, yes. He starred in the very first Predator, and he's done a lot of movies since then. He's done a number of really, really good films, and so he's bringing back the Predator. And I've watched all of them so far, even both the AVP movies, and really, I think none of them have come close to being as good as the first one, unfortunately. Yeah, but it's a good franchise, but uh, I yeah, Predators was just kind of lame. I didn't like it at all.
I've only seen Predator 1 and 2. I didn't see Predators. I haven't seen either of the AVP movies.
Yeah, you're not missing much on the AVP movies. They're pretty bad.
They look bad.
Yeah, and Predators, I think I would probably put it around the same level as Predator 2, but not quite
So
as
worth
good.
seeing.
Yeah, worth a see if you like the Predator stuff.
Yeah,
But this new movie, they launched a trailer, and this trailer opens up with a shot of kids trick or treating, and then an indoor shot of a kid opening up a package, and inside is Predator stuff like a mask and and a few other things, and he picks up this little thing that he plays with as a spaceship, and he pushes a button and a light comes on, and he's just playing with it like it's a spaceship and crashing into blocks that he had put together. And this is all intercut with a Predator ship coming to life in orbit and then crashing down onto Earth. And then from there, it just goes into pretty standard action flick stuff. And I watched this, and I'm just like, are we getting another AVP? Because this feels like another AVP. And
specifically the second one that took place in a town.
Yeah, the second one took place in some suburban town, and you had that weird alien predator hybrid and
Predalien.
Yeah, Predalien and were those I think there were alien dogs in there too and stuff, and it was just
I think those are in the Rodriguez the Predators movie where they drop them up on an alien planet. I haven't seen any of them, but
these are all just kind of running together. It's
but
like
apparently this new movie has predator dogs. So
yeah,
different predator dogs,
different ones. Yeah, but
so
yeah, and I so far this trailer just doesn't really say much to me. It doesn't.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me either. Although it looks like a trailer that was cut together from the finished footage that they had. I have a feeling that they haven't finished a lot of their effects shots, and that's why we aren't seeing too much interesting in the trailer yet.
Yeah, you see a few shots of the Predator and fighting the main character guy. I forget who the actor is on that. I'm really bad with names. I can never remember anybody's names. But
I recognize the names if I saw them, and I go, "Oh, that's that person," and that kid's the kid from the thing, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I just don't know, because we've got the we've got this suburban setting again, and I guess we're getting a little bit of interaction with some government organization that pulls in the main character and talks to him because he fought the Predator or had an encounter with him or something. But yeah, so I can't really get excited about this. I really didn't get excited about the Predators either, just because the premise just seemed kind of meh. It's just like a bunch of people get abducted and sent to a game preserve. Just didn't really seem like the Predator-y kind of thing to do.
It sounds like, rich, fat, and lazy predators would do. That a different class of people would scorn. It's like, they just they put humans on a preserve and shoot them from deer stands with a sniper rifle. It's so lame.
Yeah,
Not like real predators like us who go out into the galaxy and go to the planet and actually hunt them in their native environment.
yeah.
Lazy rich
It's
dummies.
just kind of funny too, because I remember an episode of King of the Hill where everybody, it was deer hunting season and everybody was going deer hunting, and Hank forgot to buy the hunting licenses for him and Bobby, and he was just trying to figure out how to take Bobby out on this hunt, and one of the other guys, somebody that he knew, I guess is more of the rich nerdy kind of guy. He's like, oh, you can just go to this place and you don't need a hunting license. And he goes there, and they get up in these deer stands, and then these machines pop up out of the ground and start spraying corn out, and a bunch of deer come traipsing out of the woods to eat the corn, and they take aim, and then Hank and Bobby look at each other and they're like, this isn't right. And so they leave, and which is pretty much exactly what you said with the predator planet that these guys were abducted to. But, yeah, and I think the other issue I had with that movie was just uh, all the different characters, you know, just didn't really have a lot of chemistry together. And Toby Maguire, yeah, no, not Toby Maguire.
Amazing movie.
No, the guy who played Venom in Spider-Man 3,
Oh, Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Yeah, his character was just totally stupid and didn't belong there. Even though he was a, spoiler alert, serial killer, it's just didn't really seem like the type of person a predator would have picked up on and kidnapped. Just because a serial killer of his type just never flaunted it. Never flaunted his killing prowess, and just yeah, it just didn't seem like the type of person a predator would have picked up for something like this.
Yeah, maybe they just got the wrong one.
Maybe.
They're like checking the manifest. Who is this? No, Errol,
Yeah.
you screwed up again. What?
Yeah.
They all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, can you tell these things apart? They all look exactly alike.
Yeah. But the first movie, I really liked because it started out as a generic action flick,
Oh,
generic
the
80s
original.
action flick. Yeah, the original one. And then they go, and then the Predator shows up and turns it into a that claustrophobic, intense hunt for with the group, and he had a really good group dynamic. I think everybody worked pretty well together, and it was a really good movie from front to back. And then the
Yep.
second one, again, you have a group of characters that know each other, and it's a totally different setting, of course, in the city. But I I still don't get Danny Glover being the action hero for that one. But
It's an odd turn, but
it is.
I
Yeah.
still find the movie kind of very watchable.
Yeah, it is. It is watchable because you get a whole new interaction with the predator, especially with the government agents that are trying to capture it. And I think that part works a little bit better than Danny Glover and the police aspect of it. But it's still a pretty good and enjoyable movie. But yeah, once you get past those two, it's up in the air, and I'm perfectly willing to be proved wrong with the Predator, but right now it's not doing that for me.
Well, at the very least, it should have good characters and dialogue
Yeah,
because Shane Black.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's done some really good films in the past. He
Yeah,
did
I have
Kiss
a
Kiss
hard
Bang
time
Bang,
believing the
and
movie is going to be outright bad. It might be stupid, like Iron Man 3, but I still
yeah,
love Iron Man 3 despite how incredibly stupid it is.
yeah,
So, I would be surprised if it was just a bad movie. But yeah, the first trailer did squat
yeah.
for me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's Predator. And in other trailer news, we got uh, we got to see the trailer for the now officially canceled Tremors TV show starring Kevin Bacon. So, what did you think of that, Andrew?
Um, well, I was very sad that having not even seen the trailer for the pilot, I had heard that Syfy decided not to pick up the show, and I was sad because I like me my Tremors, even though I wasn't uh, a big fan of 5 or 6, which I watched last night, and is
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
yeah, it's it's about as good as 5, which I
Yeah,
know you rather enjoyed. So, I mean,
yeah,
th-
it
there are
was it was enjoyable.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are things to like. Matthew says, "Is there a horror movie where the main cast aren't complete idiots?" Yeah, Tremors.
Yeah, the first Tremors movie is just it is good. It's campy, but it's still a lot of fun, and the main characters pretty much they don't suffer from those horror movie tropes that you see in every horror movie.
hmm
So it's like, oh,
uh,
there's this terror thing. We need to get away. We need to stick together and make sure that everybody's safe. And yeah, it works out pretty well. But,
yeah, I would say that no one in John Carpenter's The Thing is out and out stupid. I mean,
yeah,
there are poor decisions that are made, but you kind of understand why everyone acts the way they do.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, especially when you're talking about spam in a cabin movies.
yeah,
If they acted reasonably, you wouldn't have much of a movie. But anyway, so we heard that there was a pilot and Syfy passed on it, and we all were like, "Oh man, we're never going to get to see it." But then a trailer for the pilot came out, and it looked pretty good. I was like,
yeah,
"Wow, this actually looks really neat." It's cool to see Val again.
yeah,
Um, and it had some really interesting sequences, like the car half buried in the dirt, and this woman's. And you remember from the first movie that there's the doctor and his wife. Their car gets, the doctor gets sucked underground. She hides in the car, and then the entire car gets pulled underground. Well,
yeah,
some woman's walking along and sees a car sticking halfway out of the dirt, and she's walking towards it, going, "The hell." And you're like, "Oh, I know why there's a car sticking halfway
yeah,
out of the dirt. Stop moving, lady."
yeah,
And as she approaches the car, they do kind of a sudden movement jump scare thing where someone's still in the car and holds up a sign on the window, "Don't move." And that whole sequence, it's like, oh, this is interesting.
yeah.
I mean, imagine if Val and Earl had got to Edgar, the guy up on
Yeah, up on the
the
pole.
telephone
Yeah,
pole, before he had died, and he's like trying to stop moving. That really
yeah,
changes that dynamic. So there's a lot of stuff in there that I really liked. It looks like the graboid has a brand new design with a different kind of
yeah.
a
We get
hand
that
claw
one
tongue kind of
shot
thing.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Um, and the guy's standing there like, "Well, that's a new graboid design." I'm like, "Dude, run!" Um,
yeah,
but yeah, it was unlike the trailer for Predator. It was a trailer that made me excited to
yeah.
actually watch the show. Unfortunately, Syfy
We're
didn't
not
pick
gonna
it up.
get the chance. Yeah,
So, but maybe another uh, NBC
Another
or ABC
studio.
or
Yeah,
Netflix or Amazon or someone will pick it up. Who knows?
yeah, it would be
It's
nice
kind of
if.
hard to believe that. I mean, they got Kevin Bacon for crying out loud. They
Yeah,
got some star power.
yeah. So
So I'm genuine.
it does
Maybe
make
it
me wonder.
sucks. Maybe it's just a good trailer, but maybe the pilot really sucks. I mean, this is, I think, the third attempt in the last decade to do another Tremors TV series.
Yeah,
So maybe it's just bad, but
maybe. But
hopefully we'll get a chance to see. I hope they at least
release the
leak the
pilot. Yeah,
pilot online so we can take a look at it because it looks like
yeah,
it could be a lot of fun.
it could be, and I really like the way that uh, the trailer just it made it feel like the original movie, which I think is pretty good. Uh, no, they're passing on season 4. I thought of The Expanse because they've already had 2 seasons. They're on season 3 right now, and season 4 they're passing on. But that's more. That's not really a Syfy's canceling the show. It's just the deal they have to broadcast it's not to their benefit. They're not making enough money or something like that. But with Tremors, this trailer really felt like the first movie. Like it was a
Yeah,
trailer for the first movie. It was the same feel, um, and it was just that good.
and
But
the
one of the
two
things
effect shots looked fine too.
yeah, the two effects shots looked fine. I liked the ground effects, like where you see the ground shake and the tremor
Hmm.
digging underground. That all looked really good. Um, but one of the things I did pick up in the trailer is that it kind of felt like that they were retconning all the other movies and the old TV show out of existence.
Yeah, it does
Uh,
feel that way.
yeah, because they,
But
they they
eh,
mentioned that trimmers have disappeared and they hadn't been back, and it's just like, what happened to the albino trimmer and all the um, fart blasters and whatever they called the walking ones. I forget what they called those. Um, but yeah, it's like what happened to all of them? Um, so
yeah,
but
I
yeah,
don't know. I'm fine. There. It's if we can deal with 3 different timelines in the Zelda games, we can, we can deal with divergent Tremors timeline. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. I guess we could see that, but yeah. Uh, but I am looking forward to watching the 6 Tremors movie. And it's just I like the Tremors as a series, and
Oh, so do
it's
I.
just one of those
Don't
things
get me
that's
wrong.
just fun to
It's
watch.
not like there's nothing to enjoy about the Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell or whatever it's called. It's just not great. There's some
Yeah,
fun stuff in it. There's some good characters that are good characters. They're main like Michael Gross is just fun to watch. Uh,
yeah,
there's some actor playing an airplane pilot, and there's no real character there, but the actor just makes that fun to watch. Um, but it's obviously really low budget and was thrown together because they could.
yeah,
Um, I tweeted about it last night. If anyone follows me on Twitter, I said it looks like a movie because you look at the poster and you look at the title, "A Cold Day in Hell," and you think, graboids and snow and ice. That's new. Okay, that's cool. So the movie starts on a glacier up in Canada somewhere, and you have your people surveying the ice, taking ice cores, and I guess trying to date the glacier or something like that. And graboid attack! Oh, avalanche! Graboid attack! Graboids in the snow! And then they just say, you know what? We don't have the budget for this. It's too hard. Let's do it in the dirt. It's like they shot 5 minutes in the snow and they're like, this sucks. We don't have the time or money for this. Back to the dirt, everybody. And
nice.
I'm like, not that it matters too much, but I feel a bit misled here.
Yeah.
I was expecting snow graboids, but
Oh well. So
so Matt,
Matthew has
yeah.
mentioned this Walmart leak. I'm not familiar with it. Are you?
There was as is always the case, retailers are learning about their games and they just immediately put it in the system and they're like, oh, we didn't know that was public and everyone could see that. Let's fix it. It feels deliberate at this point, guys. It's hard
Oh,
to
was this
believe that you make the
Rage
same mistake.
2? I think.
Well, I mean, there was God. There's like I mean, it's stuff we've already known about. Like Last of Us 2 is on there, and Metroid Prime
Okay.
4 is on there. But there was also, I think, Gears of War 5, which I don't recall has been announced. No, just a bunch of games,
Yeah.
and they're all priced at like $80 or something like that, and the dates at the very end of the year.
Yeah.
They're just placeholders.
Yeah. Because
But
I do remember seeing somebody had retweeted like Rage. Somebody, one of the developers behind Rage 2 took a screenshot of that listing and then did red red to correct a lot of things. But or I don't know exactly what game it was, but yeah, it was kind of funny because there's like, oh, the font's wrong and it's the wrong logo, the box art's incorrect, and and a bunch of other stuff. It was kind of funny. I thought it was pretty pretty good reaction to that kind of stuff. But,
yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is that it? No. Uh, uh, no, no. Probably can't find it because I didn't have this prepped. So, uh,
yeah.
where was it? Oh, this might be it. Hang on. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. So we've got Division 2 Splinter Cell, just says Splinter Cell, so a new Splinter Cell. All right. Insurgency Sandstorm. No idea what that is. Last of Us 2, Just Cause 4. Might be the first time I've heard of that. WWE 2K19. We all could have guessed that. Uh,
Yeah.
Something called Assassin's Creed Origins Ace Helix. No idea. Whoops. Shoot. Dragon Quest 2. So
Dragon Quest 2?
yeah, I'm like, is it a remake of the RPG, or did they mean like Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is coming
Yeah.
out? I have no idea. Far Cry 5 oh, that's the Xbox One version. Destiny Comet, I had no idea. Final Fantasy 7 remake, Metroid Prime, NBA 2K19, Smash Brothers, Borderlands 3, just Assassin's Creed, Lego DC Villains. Now, I think I had heard of that, and that sounds like a great idea to me because the Lego DC Heroes games and are fun. So Lego
Yeah.
DC Villains, that sounds great to me. Beyond Good and Evil 2, Rage 2, Dreams. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Yeah, I already said that one. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Criminal Enterprise Starter. No idea. Forza Horizon 5. Okay, Gears of War 5. And there you go. So
Okay.
it's just a so they're almost all 79.96. Do they have dates on them? No,
No.
they're just
They
you know,
probably got an early like E3 game listing and and put them in their system or something like that, which means that a lot of these games are
yeah,
probably going to see at E3.
probably. Yeah, and that's probably exactly what it is. But the thing that, as I mentioned earlier, the thing that gets me is this always happens. It's always retailers putting stuff in their system, and
Yeah.
it's like, are you doing this on purpose? Because you're making the same mistake every single time here, retailers.
Yeah, because we've seen this on Amazon before, and GameStop has done it before.
Oh yeah, Matthew
Walmart's done
pointed
it
out
before.
it's Walmart Canada, so even though they're $80 on the, uh, it should still be about $60 for US.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely they're prepping for E3. They got an early listing of the games that are going to be coming
Because
there.
they want to make
Somebody,
that pre-order available the minute it's announced at E3.
yeah,
It needs to be
exactly.
in the system, but they still need to figure out how to do that better. Spoilers.
Yeah, they should have a save but not publish button. I think most systems have that.
Matthew says solution: stop giving retailers a month warning. Do you really need it a month out?
Well, you can ask KB Toys and everybody after the Sega Saturn debacle,
Yeah.
where Sega's like, "This is the Sega Saturn. It's available tomorrow." Like,
Maybe Nintendo at all should, when they give the retailers their lists for their the pre-order systems, they should give the games all pseudonyms, like the project codes, like Project Dolphin and stuff that they do with their consoles.
mhm.
So you'll just have game one, game two, game Apple or whatever, and then someone at GameStop or Walmart has to sit there going, okay, game one is going to be Beyond Good and Evil 2, change the title, available for pre-order. I
Yeah,
don't know. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. It happens. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that can be done about it. But
yeah, it's kind of hard for a leak like that to really phase me much, because if it's a sequel, it's like
yeah,
there very rarely is there a sequel that you're like, really? I mean, you're not going to surprise me with another Gears of War game or
yeah,
Assassin's Creed or whatever. Now, if it was like, you know, Beautiful Joe 3, I'd be like,
yeah,
really? Great. You know, but yeah, then you have games, brand new titles, uh, you know, uh waffles and donkeys, and you're like, what is that? Okay, waffles and donkeys. I know nothing about it, so it's hard to be excited. It's a great title. I'm actually kind of interested in the waffles and donkeys game now. um,
waffles and donkeys, huh?
I made up too good of a name off the top of my head. um,
Yeah.
or maybe just flip that around short and I call it donkey waffles. So no one expected a Rage 2, though. No one. You're right. Because no one wanted Rage 2 or cares. I'm being
I
mean.
don't even remember what Rage
Does
1.
anyone even know what Rage is? No one even knows what it is, so that's why they didn't know about or expect a sequel.
Yeah.
They should just call them all Spanish Inquisition, because no one expects that. I don't, stupid joke.
Nice.
What I
Make it,
find kind of interesting is we know pretty much every company that's going to be at E3. And so for the
yeah.
last several weeks, we keep seeing news stories about a company that we know is going to be at E3. News story: the company that we know is going to be at E3 is going to show off games. It's like, yeah, I figured they would. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother going.
Yeah.
Matthew points out that Rage is an average shooter for last gen. That's charitable, Matthew. Yes, you're very right. Which is probably why it's so surprising to see Rage 2. You're like, really? Rage got a sequel? And no disrespect to anyone who genuinely enjoyed the game. I've never played it. I barely remembered it. I
Yeah.
think I had to look it up because I'm like, that's because it was like vaguely familiar, and I was like, what is that? And I went, oh yeah, I mildly barely remember that. Yeah. Uh, oh, CD Project Red is finally going to show off Cyberpunk 2077. That'll be cool because we know
Yeah.
they've been working on that for a while. Be interesting to see what they're doing with it.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
it's The Witcher in the future. It's just going to be Cyberpunk Witcher, or
Woo.
it'll be something completely different. No idea.
Yeah. No
But
idea. But I think a lot of people would enjoy Witcher in the future.
that's
So,
true. All we can say for sure is Nintendo will win E3 like it does every year because Nintendo's the best.
yeah. Except when they do stupid things like
Except when they
charge
do dumb things.
$20 for the only option to back up your save files.
Cyberpunk 2017 is a first-person shooter, asked Born Distracted. I would be surprised if it was, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's similar to The Witcher in that you play a person and you wander around a world and do stuff.
Yeah.
So, but no idea. It could be a first-person shooter. Who knows? I think this year will be the year of the visual novel.
In the visual novel? Yeah.
At E3. I think everyone's just going to have visual novels.
Walking simulators.
Mm.
Now they're all going to turn their mascots into private detectives and make little detective games. Master Chief Detective.
Probably the new hotness is going to be battle royale type stuff, and
Yeah.
Nintendo's going to make a battle royale game just with Mario characters, or so kind of with the
Smash Brothers is going to
yeah.
be Smash
It's gonna have a
Brothers
battle
is
royale.
going to be a battle royale game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a classic
It's
Smash.
not a fighter. It's a battle royale game. That dumps everybody. It's a massively multiplayer game that dumps everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom or different maps and has them beat each other up.
Oh, that would be the greatest troll ever. The entire Smash community is gonna throw their GameCube controllers against the wall, and
It's like, you thought it was just going to be a port of the Wii U Smash? No, it's a brand new Smash, and they're all, yes, it's a battle royale game. What?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a VR battle royale game. So you buy the new Nintendo Labo 3 Toy-Con kit, which you build a visor that you stick your Switch on and strap it to your face with a piece of cardboard, and that makes your VR headset. That's what you play your new battle royale Smash on.
Oh, that's nice.
See, Nintendo, I can be needlessly creative too. Hire me. Rumors of Fortnite on Switch, and if it runs on mobile, it can run on Switch. True.
Yeah, true.
Apparently, Labo tanked sales-wise. I didn't look at the sales number. I should. Maybe it's because they're charging $80 for a box of cardboard.
Maybe.
I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see like the next corporate report to see what Nintendo has to say about it, how Labo met or did not meet its expectations.
Yeah.
Although I did hear that I heard something a little earlier today that UPS is thinking about actually making that Labo storage box suitcase thing.
They should.
They totally should, because it looks it's really cool.
Yep, it is. If I bought a Labo, I would totally get that the instructions for that storage case too.
I mean, unless it's $80.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also heard, going back to television shows, that the pilot for another show that didn't get picked up for series is the remake or reboot or whatever you want to call it of The Greatest American Hero.
Oh, did that not get picked up?
Yeah. The actor in the show posted it on Twitter today or yesterday. I heard, and she said, sad face, it didn't get picked up, which is a shame because I remember liking that show when I was super young, single digit ages.
Yeah.
It starred William Catt and his gloriously permed hair.
Yeah, I don't recall ever watching that as a kid. But
I remember liking it, and I have very few memories of it. I remember the opening theme song, that "Believe It or Not, I'm Walking on Air." So I remember that. I remember him. I remember the William Catt's look, because I remember when I saw Carrie, I'm like, it's the Greatest American Hero. Which Carrie, of course, was made before Greatest American Hero, I'm pretty sure. But I saw the TV show before I saw Carrie, so oh well. That maybe that show would have sucked too. Also,
Maybe.
we don't know if Agents of Shield is being picked up for a
Yeah.
sixth season. It's not been announced either
It
way.
hasn't been announced.
Last time I
They
checked.
did officially cancel Inhumans, and everybody was just like, "What? You haven't done that already?" But yeah, they announced today that
That's right.
Inhumans was officially canceled. So yeah, now it's official.
Yeah, I was like, I think they officially, I think they kind of knew it as they were shooting it. They're like, oh, this is garbage. They had it, and they're like, oh, we got to do something with it.
Yeah, they had an obligation to film all 8 episodes, but nobody wanted to do it.
Which is, it's a shame.
Yeah,
But I hear that season 2 of Iron
Ironfish.
Fist finished shooting. The
Yeah,
season 2
primary.
that nobody. I think most people are like, yeah, how about more incredible? I'm sorry, Inhumans season 2, more Inhumans, less Iron Fist. No one wants that.
I don't know
Maybe,
who's more
maybe
annoying, Danny or Black Bolt.
I didn't. I haven't seen any of
Oh, you didn't watch any of
Inhumans.
the
Well,
Inhumans?
was
It
it on
was.
Netflix? Where's it airing?
It was on ABC. It was.
Oh, is it? Then I could
Yeah,
probably watch it
yeah. I think it's
if
on
I
the
cared
ABC
to.
website. But
It
yeah,
does. It
it's
does have a giant cuddly dog in it.
yeah.
Probably like 5 scenes of
Who's
it.
got a whole like maybe 10 minutes total screen time in the entire 8 episodes.
Yeah. Chaos says I'm willing to give Iron Fist a second chance. Oh yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
And maybe it'll be great. Maybe they watched the first season and went, "Oh,
yeah.
do over." So
I
yeah,
want I want
it's not like
to.
you can't make a good Iron Fist show. You just
Yeah,
have to do
yeah.
that.
You have to, and
Although season 2 of Luke Cage is looking pretty slick.
yeah, the trailer for that one looked really good, um, and I'm excited for that. It was really cool. Bushmaster, I think, is the name of the
Yeah.
guy. They're just walking down the street, and Luke Cage is just kind of chilling, and then all of a sudden, Bushmaster just clocks him across the face,
Knocks his ass to the
knocks him
ground.
onto the ground, and it's
Says
just like,
Harlem is mine, or whatever he says. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. So this is going to be good. I think, hopefully they don't pull what they did with season 1, where they kill off the good villain halfway through.
hmm.
But, yeah,
Well, they've got, I forget the character's name, but the woman politician woman,
yeah, yeah.
is it
She's
Miranda something?
I think Miranda. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget her last name, but yeah, she's going full on mob boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be cool.
I found her character a bit muddled in the first season, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with her in the second.
Yeah,
Also, I'm excited to see what's her face with the arm,
Misty Knight.
Misty
Yeah,
Knight.
yeah. We
I,
actually get a couple shots of her with the arm on.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's it's gonna be cool. Yeah, and
Although
everybody.
Agents of Shield is like, look, one of our characters has 2 cyber arms. We beat you to it, Luke Cage. Oh, that'd be cool if Yo-Yo and Misty meet at some point.
Yeah, that would be neat.
And
Yeah.
Yo-Yo's like looking at her arm, and Misty's like looking at both of her arms. It's like, I have so many questions. It's like, what happened to you, Katana? What happened to you, Xena's little thing? That has a name, and I forget what it's
Chakra,
called.
chakra.
Chakra. That's what it is.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Chakram, I think, is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, this season of Shield has been really good. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I need to watch. I think I'm 1 week behind. I think I've got a new episode, the previous week's episode that I
Yeah,
need to
that
watch
should be available. Yeah.
because it where I left off. Are you all caught up?
Yes.
Okay, so
Last night's episode is the one I need to watch. So.
yeah, so where I left off, it looks like Talbot is not going to become Red Hulk. He's becoming Gravitron,
Yeah.
which I'm like, okay, sure. That is not.
And he kills the role. You'll enjoy.
I've
You'll
really
enjoy
been
this episode.
enjoying whoever that actor is who's been playing Talbot, especially this season. He's
Oh, he's a great
immensely
actor.
compelling.
He's
I'm
I
not even
forget what
familiar with
else
that
he's
guy
been
though.
in.
I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. I don't recognize him, but
Talbot
he's been great in the series so far.
is a shield. I think I look him up. Um,
Wait a minute, it's not Talbot that's Red Hulk, it's Ross,
Adrian.
isn't it?
Yeah, Ross is Red Hulk.
Right.
Adrian
Whoops.
Adrian Pasdar is the actor who plays
Hmm.
him, and he's been in a number of shows. He was in Heroes. He was the flying brother of Peter. Um, he's been in Supergirl. So the current show Supergirl.
He's
He's
probably
one
a
of the
TV actor, and that's why I don't know
no.
him.
Yeah, yeah, he's done all TV stuff. Um, let's see what other stuff he's done. Some voice acting for Avengers Assemble, and oh, he voices Iron Man in Avengers Assemble
Hmm.
and Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's see what other shows has he been in. He does a lot of voice acting. Golly, he was in a couple episodes of Castle. Yeah, he was Nathan Petrelli in Heroes. That was his last major starring role, like actual non-voice role, I think. Oh, outside of Supergirl. But yeah, he's been around, but yeah, he does a lot of voice acting. That's crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. Man, he really chews the scenery with his with the gravitron. So
Yeah, be interested. I'm very interested to see where they go with this.
yeah.
Um, and I think the episode I watched was the one that came out right before the Infinity War comes out. So I was going to be interested to see if there's a tie-in, and it's basically one character says, "Hey, man, did you hear what's going on in New York? Crazy, right?"
Oh, it gets it gets a little more intertwined.
Does it? Cool.
So yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't spoil the movie for you because I imagine you haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen the movie yet, and I
Hmm.
don't think it's gonna spoil the movie. But
Probably not.
yeah, we'll see what last night's
I can
episode
think of
has.
something it could do that would spoil the movie, but
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
so all right.
All right.
Any final topic? Did you hit every topic? Because I
Yeah,
know I was.
I got the FTC stuff, Nintendo's online service, the trailers,
Yep.
and then yeah,
All right.
we covered everything. So
Well, I guess we're good to go then. So, hey
all right,
everyone, thanks for watching this week's episode of Molehill Mountain. I think next week we'll have a special guest.
all right,
Brittany Friendy is she's doing the Kunkel Awards over at the SPJ, and I think that should finish up this week. So if she's not on our show this next weekend, I think it's the week after. I forget.
okay,
And yeah, that's about it. So let's plug our stuff and be on our ways. Andrew Eisen here, Eisen is how you spell the last name, and yeah, it's pronounced Eisen. I know that makes no phonetic sense in English, but there you go. It's German, so it makes phonetic sense there. Yeah, EI in English makes three sounds. Not a one of them is I. So I try not to get too cross with anyone who Asen, you know. Although I've heard Elson, and I'm like, oh, did you think the I was an L? It's weird ones, but when I get like Eisner, it's like, what? There's no ER in the end. How'd you do that? But anyway, so plug my name into YouTube and you'll find my videos. Haven't been doing much lately because work, man, work.
Yeah.
I have a debut review for BoJack Horseman in the hopper. I'll see if I can get that posted tomorrow. Give you guys something to watch. My Agretzko debut review has been actually doing pretty well. A lot of people really seem to like it. It's got a close to 300 views, which ain't great for someone who has 11,000 subscribers, but you know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And follow me on Twitter at Andrew Eisen. So there we go. Zachary, plug away.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Easy Night, where I talk about gaming and politics and other things that interest me. And you can follow my game development work at DK_gaming on Twitter and DivineKnightGaming.com. And if you're interested in the Oklahoma game development scene, you can check out OK Game Devs on Twitter and OKGameDev.com.
All right. Once again, you've been watching the Molehill Mountain podcast. Thank you for doing so, and we'll see you back next week. Take care, everyone.
All right,
Bye bye.
see ya.